welcome to the Money Matters Empower Her podcast, where we're redefining what financial independence looks like for women. I'm your host, Donna Cates, and each week we'll dive into powerful stories, expert strategies, and practical tools to help you take charge of your financial future. The women sharing their journeys here aren't just telling stories, they're change makers. Their experiences, strategies, and financial outlooks carry real power to inspire transformation in your own life. Whether you're planning for retirement, navigating a divorce, or simply looking to build your wealth with confidence, this is your space to grow, learn, and thrive. Let's get started with today's episode. Hello, everyone. Today I'm honored to be joined by Kelsey Burks, who is the founder of Keep Safe Bookkeeping. Kelsey is doing some extraordinary work in the world, and I can't wait for you to hear her story, how she got here, and what she's learned along the way, and how she's helping others rise as they grow their own wealth and purpose. So, Kelsey, welcome today, and let's start with the heart of it all. Please tell us what it is that you do, and more importantly, why you got into it. What's the mission behind your work?
Yes. Well, thank you for having me, Donna. So I own Keep Safe Bookkeeping, so it's a bookkeeping firm. But the way I got into bookkeeping is honestly, I kind of stumbled upon it, but it came from a really good place. So what I do is I help business owners, lots of small service-based business owners, manage their bookkeeping, manage the financials from behind the scenes. But what got me into this was I've been an entrepreneur since I was 18. So that's kind of all I've ever known is being an entrepreneur and first and foremost being a mother. I've also was a mother really young. So raising my kids and running businesses is kind of how I've lived my life for a long time now. And bookkeeping, I started this business back in 2020, actually amid right in the middle of the pandemic. And what really got me into it was I was kind of at a place in my life where I was like, man, I've been doing things and I've been running sort of businesses, but never felt in love with anything or really felt like super passionate about things. So every few years, I would kind of just change my course of action. I started in real estate young at 18, selling real estate and doing all of that. And I loved that, but it didn't really give me that umph that I wanted and to serve people in the way that I wanted to. And then I had a digital marketing agency, and that was the same sort of thing. It just kind of paid the bills, and I was raising my kids. And then when the pandemic happened, I actually lost my agency, my marketing agency that I had, because first budget that everybody cuts when things go crazy is marketing. So I lost about 70% of my income, and I was like, man, this is just not sustainable. So I kind of stumbled across bookkeeping. I wanted to take the skills that I had gathered in those years of real estate and running my own businesses and marketing and all of that. And I came across bookkeeping and I was like, that is something sustainable that one, everyone has to file their taxes. All businesses have to keep track of their books and file their taxes. So I'm like, that's never going to go anywhere, right? So in the middle of the pandemic, I launched my business in middle of 2020. And the biggest thing that made me launch my business as well is my kids. So I do have a daughter who is 8 years old who has special needs, and I'm not able to like just go get a 9 to 5 and work a regular work schedule or anything. I really need to be here for my child who has a lot of medical doctor's appointments, therapies, and things like that that requires me to be home with her. So this was a great balance of both being able to find my passion and serve other business owners. I love the B2B side of things and not so much just straight to consumers. Like I really enjoy serving other business owners that are in that same entrepreneurial space that I'm in, but as well as able to keep me home and build my life and make my life work for me and have that really people talk about work life balance all the time, but I really feel like I have achieved that work life balance where I have a business that has grown substantially. I have a team that I manage that helps me grow this business and manage the business, and I can still be a very present mother and build the life and wealth that I want to build within it. So it's given me a little bit of everything. And now we've been doing that for about 5 years. So it's been really, really amazing.
Kudos to you at this young, tender age.
Thank you.
For having the success that you've had, having the experiences that have allowed you to pivot and not getting stuck doing something that you absolutely, I think the word you used was thump. You weren't getting the thump. So many people I find just they do what they do and then they just stick with
Mhm.
it. Even if it doesn't excite them. So yay
Yeah.
that you did not allow that to happen. That's a huge thing. And then knowing that you are experiencing life balance right now, most of us just speak the words. And it
Yes.
sounds like you literally have designed a life that is giving you exactly what you need. So huge, huge, huge. And who doesn't want to work with somebody who's got all that together? That's a
Yeah, thank you. I
you're
love
very
life by design is the perfect way to say it because I really do feel like I kind of just got to curate this life and get get what I need out of it and experience a wonderful life at that. So, yeah,
that is
it's been
awesome.
amazing.
Well, and you're clearly building something really meaningful for yourself and your business. So, what's one of the biggest life lessons that's you've been taught so far, and how has that shaped the way you're showing up today as a leader, as a woman, as a business owner, all the things?
Oh, that's a good one. Uh, Something that I always come back to in regards to that is being present, both between my personal life and business life. You can't dwell too much in the future and you can't dwell too much in the past. You have to stay right here and really soak in what do you need right now? What do you enjoy right now? What are you giving right now? What do you need to receive right now in both a personal and business perspective? My kids have taught me that how to live in the present. Just all you have is now. So that's what we work for. I mean, of course, there's a future to build for and things, but as long as you focus on right now, that future is going to pan out. If you worry about right now, it's going to turn out how you want it to. So just focusing on building all of that and cherishing what you have in the moment.
And I think having kids kind of helps you in that moment too, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
they keep you present. There's no doubt. Well, and I
Yes.
would love to talk about how you are empowering others. So you're doing a lot of the work for businesses that people
Hmm.
like me don't enjoy doing. So yay,
Yes.
I appreciate you. But how are you empowering others, whether it's your clients, your team, or your community, to be the
Hmm.
best versions of themselves while growing their influence and wealth?
Yes, so I have done a couple of things. I'll talk about it internally on my business side. So I'm a female owned business, and I also love hiring other women. That's a big mission of mine is to empower women. So I have a whole team of women that work with me. Nothing against the male counterparts, but I definitely am helping other women and other moms like just like me that were in the same situation and helping them showing them that they can have that work life balance. And then secondly, I started a second part of my business that is more of a coaching side to teach other women how to start their own bookkeeping firms. To I kind of dub this term of making a full-time income while working part-time from home so that they can make that full-time living but really only work part-time while making like a 5 6 figure salary on their own, completely from home while being with your kids. So as of right now, I just started that in 2024, and we have helped 12 women open their own LLCs and bookkeeping firms to launch for themselves and gain their own clients. And we teach them absolutely everything from start to finish of how to get bookkeeping certified, the bookkeeping side, as well as the sales and marketing side, because obviously that's how you grow a business. So teaching them all the things that I had to trial and error over and fast tracking them to having a business that they can run for themselves. So that's one big way. Empowering women has been a huge thing for me. Um, I didn't ever feel like I had that woman to look up to in my life as a young woman. And so I wanted to be that person for somebody. And so I'm glad I found a space for that. But then on the business side, for my clients, I just love my clients so much. So most people, like you said, do not want to deal with the financial side, but it's a necessity in business. And a lot of people neglect it. And then that's when they get into not so great situations, or they lose their business because they've neglected that tax side, or saving money to put away for taxes and investing in the bookkeeping side, or they really just don't know their financials. It is crazy. A lot of people can make millions of dollars and literally have no idea how much they're spending or how much they're making personally. um, so being able to put streamlined systems in place for people and completely take it off of their plate and say, hey, here you go. And we really pride ourselves on trying to break things down into very like layman's terms, into, because a lot of people bookkeeping terms just fly over their head. Like, we're not balance sheet this and equities and liabilities. We're not telling them all that stuff. We're like, here's what you made, here's how much you kept, here's your main expenses. We kind of break it down into a way that makes sense for them. But the ultimate goal of, like, we've had people that have been with us since the start, since 2020, 2021, and we have seen these businesses go from making $200,000, $300,000 a year to now multi-million-dollar businesses because they manage their bookkeeping and their cash flow in a way that helped them grow. We'd help them budget, we'd help them plan for things, project into the future of what we should or shouldn't do. So being able to see businesses that we also started with, to see them grow and develop and become even bigger successes, that there's nothing else I could ask for more than that out of being running this bookkeeping firm, is seeing other business owners succeed in their own businesses. So that's been really amazing to watch.
Yeah, and how empowering that is for you to see the difference that you're making in there. But this is the thing that I think is the reality is a lot of business people, they didn't get into business to be business owners. They're
Yeah.
doing what they love. So the
Right.
running of the business, all of the stuff it kind of gets in our way of doing the thing that we're passionate about. So
Hmm.
don't be afraid to hire people to help you do that stuff, right?
Yes.
We gotta hire the Kelseys of the world that can help us manage so we can get out there and do the things that are going to change the world, from our perspective. So I
Yes.
would love for you to share with me. Oh, and I wanted to say this too, the fact that you are hiring women, kudos to you. We are mostly underrepresented in so many
Hmm.
industries. So that's a good thing. And then there are plenty of jobs for the men anyway.
Yes.
So I would love for you to share from your perspective, what's the biggest challenge in your industry right now, especially for women, and how are you helping people navigate that?
I would say right now, in this very present moment, and I think a lot of other industries are dealing with this as well, is the AI stuff. I feel like a lot of people, there's a lot of softwares coming out that are like, AI can replace your bookkeeper and AI can do this, but truly, there are things that AI is amazing for. I use AI in my day-to-day life and my business and all of that, but bookkeeping is one of those things that it's just not. I don't feel like that is there yet. As far as bookkeeping goes, a real human getting into doing your books and everything, and helping you manage that and breaking it down to you in the way that we do, you're just not going to get that. So I have struggled with that, of some people like, oh, well, and then also the price point. It's a lot cheaper than hiring a human to do. So I've struggled with that a little bit. And that's a relatively newer struggle in our business. The first few years of our business, we didn't have that issue. But I do feel like, especially here in 2025, there has been so many people who have asked me about that, or who've tried to go to other softwares, and experience not such a great experience in trying to switch over to AI. There's just some things it's not going to be able to replace, at least not right now. So that's one thing I've been battling a little bit, that I'm like trying to make sure we integrate to keep growing and scaling, but also still having that human interaction and touch that we offer with our business.
And AI is it's definitely it's an interrupter. It's
Hmm.
definitely changing the way that we're all going to be doing business, but I don't think
Yes.
it's ever going to replace the humanness that we all need. So,
Yeah.
and I think about it, you're too young to remember this, but I had one of the first bag phones when cell phones came out.
Yeah.
Okay, so
I know what a bag phone is. Yeah.
okay, got it. Okay, yeah, and the antenna that you stuck on top of
Hmm.
the outside of the car.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we never could envision that we'd be walking around with these mini computers in our hands that we
Right.
live and die by. So yeah, so it will come, it will do its thing, and we'll evolve with it,
Yes.
and make smart choices about how we use it. And I think that's wonderful that you're engaged with it, and that you're educating people on when or how to use it effectively, but not impacting the work that they do with you.
Yes.
I would love for you to tell me about, what makes the way you do your work different. Is there a value or belief that drives your approach and sets you apart?
Well, I really do believe on I and this really depends on people's goals and things like that. I don't want to scale my business to multi-millions and have my clients be a number. I really do. We really are personable here. All my clients talk directly to me as the owner. We do have teams that oversee their books and that handle their day-to-day actions, but I still manage all of my clients myself and have that face-to-face interaction with them and ensure that they get that personable experience. I don't want to grow into a place that it's like I'm just completely hands off and no one gets to talk to me, especially with the people who have been with me for quite some time. So we really do have a personable approach as to where there's other large bookkeeping firms that you can just go to, but you will be treated as a number. You'll just get what you get, and you'll probably never talk to the same person twice. So we really do believe in having our team be a team and everyone having access to that team. I'll pick up the phone when they call, I'll text them back or email them back, and you're going to get a direct response from me as the owner, as the bookkeeper, overseeing everything and not just talking to anybody or a chat bot or whatever it may be,
Mhm.
that some other bookkeeping agencies may offer.
Well, and again, I think you bring to the front the importance of the relationship, because
Mm-hmm.
anybody can plug in and say this is what you need to do next, but to know
Yeah.
your story, your business, your frustrations and concerns and all of that shifts the conversation. There's no doubt about
Yeah.
it. And I'm
And
sure
there's a
people.
level of trust that comes with bookkeeping. Like we are dealing with people's bank accounts and financials and their people that they're paying. And there's so many intricate parts that go along with it that you really do have to have that trust built. Because you're literally managing their financials and everything. I wouldn't want to just give that over to anybody. So that level of trust is very, very important in this business of knowing that knowing that they can trust us and who is dealing with their stuff and looking at their stuff. So, yeah, it's a
Absolutely.
big deal with financials.
Yeah, and especially in this day and age with all the scams and stuff that are
Hmm.
happening, it's just, yeah, who do you trust? How do you protect your stuff? So
Yeah.
knowing that you're working with trustworthy people is significant. Well, and we know, just like we were talking about AI, that the world is shifting really fast. Where do you see your industry, or maybe even just your specific mission, going in the next 5 to 10 years? And how are you preparing for that evolution?
Well, for me personally, I don't personally plan on being a bookkeeper forever. I am 29, so I don't see myself 50, 60 years old still running a bookkeeping business. I absolutely love what I do now. That's part of being in that present moment, like I was talking about. So right now, yeah, like this is what we're doing. But here, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, I may be selling my bookkeeping business and getting onto a new venture and be in a new season with my life and children and family. But as far as the industry in and of itself, bookkeeping and accounting isn't going anywhere at all. So our plan is just to keep growing our firm, keep growing the team, the woman empowered team. In a perfect world, I would give my business over to one of the women who currently started with me and help run it. That would be an amazing handoff to be able to give her that. Uh, so that's definitely a possibility. But as of right now, we're just going to keep doing what we do and scale and grow until probably exiting the business and going on to a new season in our life. Yeah.
Mhm. And I can't wait to see what that is, because I'm sure it'll be creative and unique for you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Well, let me ask you this question. And I love this question because it always reveals something powerful. But if you could sit down and have lunch with any woman, living or deceased, no longer with us, who would that be, and what would you want to ask her?
Oh, I have not really thought about that question.
And it's okay.
Yeah, I've not truly sat down and thought about that. I think the first thing that comes to mind though, without having to think too hard about it, is like I said earlier, I haven't really had a female
Mentor.
mentor in my life
Mhm.
much, and that's partly because I've lost family, and I would probably say that my grandmother that died when I was 7 years old, just because I haven't got to never got to take on that experience from her, the wisdom from her as I've grown. And now, like I would like to know her thoughts and feelings and everything on the season of life that I am and me just being a mother and growing and running a business now. So I think that that would probably be it because I never grew up with a grandparent in general. So just having my grandmother to be able to sit down with and ask all the things that you would ask a grandmother. I never got to have that throughout my older like teenage years or into my 20s now. So yeah, I
Well,
think I think
that's
that
an
that's who I would
honorable
sit down with.
person to want to sit down with, and
Yeah.
I know she's probably hearing the conversation now and smiling down upon you. But tell me, Kelsey, for our listeners who feel inspired and want just to learn more about you or how they might work with you, tell me
Mhm.
how's the best way for them to find you.
So the easiest way to find me is probably going to be on Facebook. That's where I do most of my marketing, and that's either my business page or my personal page, which is Kelsey Burks, or my website, which is my business name. It's kind of a mouthful, keepsafebookkeeping.com. There's a way to book a call or a consult or anything. And we do offer free consults. Anyone who just is like, hey, maybe I need a little more information, they can book anything there and reach us from there.
That's fabulous. And I'm very curious with the coaching practice that you have, is that under the same business and they go to the same place for info on that?
Yes, so they could reach me directly. The our business phone line and my email is there. That's probably the best way to do it. Through the website, you can only book a consult for bookkeeping, but for the coaching, we only open time slots at certain times because it is one-on-one coaching. So it's
Okay.
me teaching them for a 12-week period, once a week. So those
Okay.
are
Got it.
limited and they only open once a quarter.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's great to know. Thank you for sharing that with us. And thank you for being a fabulous guest today. When we hopped on the call, I was like, the sun is loving your hair. So y'all look at that shiny hair. I love it.
Thank you.
But we appreciate you sharing your story with us and your wisdom and your heart. So I want all of the women that are listening to walk away with this new sense of possibility. If you've ever thought about starting a business and had no clue, this might be it. You know who to reach out to. So, again, thank you for tuning in. And remember that no matter where you are in life today, it's never too late to define success on your own terms and build a life genuinely reflecting your worths. So, thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you so much, Donna. I appreciate you having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for tuning in to the Money Matters Empower Her podcast. I hope today's conversation left you feeling inspired, informed, and ready to take the next step in your financial journey. Remember, building wealth isn't just about money, it's about creating a life that aligns with your goals and values. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe, leave us a review, and share it with the women in your life who deserve financial empowerment too. Until next time, stay confident, stay empowered, and keep building the life you want.